What's going on, guys? It's Chris Balmaceda here with Keller Williams Realty Professional Partners, bringing a quick video to you again here on Tip Tuesday to have a conversation about the current state of our market here in Arizona and what to expect in the future. Today's topic is actually going to be diving into what a lot are projecting who are not in the industry to become a theme, and that is foreclosures and short sales coming towards the end of this year when the market blows up or tanks, as everyone is projecting. I will tell you, at the current trend and the way things are going, there is not going to be a major, huge bubble burst like we saw in the past. There is likely going to be some sort of correction where we will see some price adjustments. We'll see some availability go up as the year goes on. Price adjustment won't be more than 10% on values. So it's not going to be anything huge or major, which is still a big deal because, $300,000, that's a $30,000 dip in pricing. But nothing like we saw back in 06, 07, like everyone is projecting. With that said, we do want to still have a conversation about what to expect when the forbearances and the evictions and all of that are no longer protected and people are now being required to make current with their mortgages, make current with their landlords, or suffer the consequences of being foreclosed on or possibly even being evicted. So how is this going to affect the market? Well, it'll affect it in a way that we will possibly see more homes go on the market and hit the market. And for those who aren't educated on the process, are going to be left in a situation where they're either going to be foreclosed on or short sold and have a situation where they may end up losing equity. And that is something that I don't very highly see happening with this process because there is so much equity to be had in a lot of people's homes right now that the possibility of that becoming a big, huge part of the market, I don't foresee that, nor do a lot of the experts foresee that being something. Granted, nobody has a crystal ball. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but let's just hypothetically, let's say that this is where the market's going to go. And let's just say end of this year, beginning of next year, we are going to see a substantial amount of foreclosures and short sales. How does that impact you as a buyer, but more so as a seller? That's what I want to focus on today for sellers. But as a buyer, this benefits you because obviously it adds more inventory to the market. It adds cheaper inventory to the market. It kind of helps correct the pricing that's going on right now and bring values down a little bit. It's not going to be a huge decrease in value because keep in mind, these are foreclosed and short sold homes where values are not going to be as high as they would be for a home that's being sold normally. So that is a benefit to you as a buyer as far as availability and pricing. As a seller, this could impact you in a lot of ways because you could end up losing out on tons of equity if you wait for this to become your current situation. So how do you avoid that? How do you get to a situation where you can take advantage of the equity you have and not worry about the bank coming after you through foreclosure or having to short sell or whatever the case may be? Well, the benefit is that majority of people at this point in time, whether it's your primary home or a secondary home or a few investment in properties, there's likely some equity to be had and gained from selling your properties. So what I would recommend to you and my advice to you as a seller is if you foresee this coming to be your situation, in other words, you foresee that when the forbearances are canceled and you have to make current with your mortgage or your tenants are in a situation where they haven't been paying you for months and you know the foreclosure is going to be coming because you haven't been making the payments because you haven't been getting the money from the tenants, what I would highly recommend you do is you reach out to me. Let's sit down and let's have a conversation before this even becomes an issue and figure out what your equity is, what you could sell the home for, and what you could walk away with. If you get this all said and done before the foreclosure process and all that starts, then you alleviate that stress of worrying about the foreclosure. You get the home sold, you get the most value out of your house, you walk away with the equity, and nothing is hurt. You don't have any issues with your credit, nothing like that, because none of it is being reported because the forbearances are still in place. If you wait too long and the foreclosure process begins, and let's just say you wait beyond the 90 days after you've issued the foreclosure notice, you're now in a situation where the bank forecloses, you lose all your equity, and you get a ding on your credit. So my advice to you, and the easiest way to solve this problem to avoid getting to that point in the process, is to just step in, reach out to myself. Let's have a conversation about how we can get the home sold. Let's take advantage of the current market and the equity that you have in the home. Let's get the home sold. Let's get you current with your current mortgage. Walk away with whatever equity you still have left over and no dings on your credit. and you're back at square one. And when the market kind of levels off a little bit more, you'll have some funds available to then re-enter the market into purchasing another rental property or second property or whatever your situation currently may be. This will also be a benefit to you as well if you re-enter the market as a landlord, because the evictions at that point will be waived and we will now be in a normal market where if tenants are not making their payments, you can obviously start the eviction process. So hope this was helpful to you guys. Hopefully you got some information out of it. I was thinking about this the other day when I was reading an article, and I just thought, sellers aren't aware that the best way to avoid this situation is to just get the home sold, take advantage of the equity, and don't lose out on any money because of the fact that you're waiting for the forbearances to come to an end, and then you'll figure it out. Figure it out now, figure it out today. Let's have a conversation. Let's get the home sold if we need to get it sold. If you're still current, then obviously this doesn't apply to you. But for those of you that are not and know that you're gonna have issues when the time comes for the forbearances to be removed, now is the time to begin the conversations to get that squared away. If you guys have any other questions and other comments for me, please reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, 623-693-5667. You can email me at cbalmaceda@kw.com, or you're welcome to comment here on this video and ask your questions here. You guys have a great rest of the day. We'll talk to you soon.